Hello my friends and welcome on back to Minecraft. In the last episode of our single player survival world here, we completely transformed this amazing gatehouse. I am so happy with the result. We were able to completely do the interior of it as well. Get so many different things done throughout this area, and since then, old fWhip over here has been busy working on the inside of our city. What we're going to be tackling today is every single building surrounding this little fountain square area here. So the stone one, the light blue little tiny thing over there, this blue one right here, the red one, and then I already finished up our guardhouse, custom house, or whatever we want to be calling it. I just really wanted to spend some time building here and just have some fun. Not really worry about recording or anything like that. So I just kind of jumped into the world and was like, what's a project I can do that would still relate to what's going on? So we ended with this. And I love it. It's so cool. I haven't done the interior, anything like that yet, but this is a guardhouse. We have a wagon coming in here in the front. There's a little bit of a guard customs shack right here. So one of the guards would basically be like, their task is to sit here and watch everybody coming in and out. And when you see somebody coming in with a wagon, walk out and be like, whoa, hold up there, sir. We gotta make sure you don't have any confiscated goods or anything like that, or illegal goods bringing into the city. Check everything they're bringing in and keep like a ledger and all that stuff back in here. So this would be a little tiny office area. Then back in here, we have the main part of the room, which is still pretty good and all that stuff. Don't have a way to get up to the second floor or anything like that. This will be a little fireplace over there. And then they have a backyard training area over here, fully equipped with a basement. Everybody said we need to start adding more basements into this world. So there's our first basement that we're going to be building back here. I decided that we had that yellow structure back here. This one's actually going to be replaced. These are going to be little walls. So that's going to be a wall, and it's going to be a wall, and this is actually going to be a blacksmith area right back in here, which will tie into this red building right here that we're going to be dealing with later today. I'm super excited about that one. Another great suggestion from the last episode was to come up here and cover up all that white concrete powder stuff that we had, hide in through the floors right there with just some brown carpets. One, it helps mob-proof the area so we can add a little bit more extra detail with the lighting side of things. And two, it just looks really cool having a rug down here, and it hides it up pretty well. The last one though was that I asked y'all what we should be doing in this area. A lot of people said we should build like a ballista or move forward with the catapult. And then there was a few comments in there that were more on the intelligence side of, hey, there's no ballistas or catapults or anything like that on the rest of these towers. And also there's this giant farmland area out here, which would be impossible for an army to move through. And we can't even apparently see it because there's all of these stone walls. So there'd be no way for people to really invade from this side too easily, since it's so heavily kind of everything here and the mountains and all of that. So I think what we're going to be moving forward with is the flagpole design. I just need to get one sorted out here and added in. And then we're going to be moving down into building up the rest of these houses, and I think something like that should do it for the flag. I know it's a little hard to see from this point right here just because we have the little scaffolding thing in the way. So let's see, can we fly? What? Come on, there we go, much better. All right, this is the flag. I haven't really picked a wind direction in the world as far as I'm aware, and I couldn't find anything around here, so I figured we just have like a mountain wind pushing it down. But I think that's pretty sweet right there. We got all the colors of the city in. I tried mimicking our banner design that we have right here, which is all the cyan, light blue, blue, and green. And then on this one, to make it look like you can actually roll this thing up and down, we got some levers right here with a bunch of iron bars going up into another lever at the top. And then up there, I also threw in a little bit of a flower pot just to give it another pop of color and just change the width of that. So it looks like there's like a ball on top of it that would stop this thing from flying all the way off the top. So, you know, kind of something a little bit to help us out there a bit more. With that new flag in, I really like that it breaks up the skyline even more. This one is so asymmetrical now, and I absolutely love it. I think this point right here, I thought would be a high point, but then it's actually basically even exactly with the rest of the towers here. So I like that flag breaking it up a bunch there. But what I want to do now is having ourselves working around the square in this way. The square in a circle. We're going to work in a square circle. So the first one we're going to be tackling there is the red one, and the color palette I wanted to use for this is something we've already used in the past, being this structure right here, where we're using basically barrels as an actual building block themselves, and then outside of that, it's a lot of oak wood, just like stripped oak wood in the floors as well, and then using an acacia roof, and using some cool cobblestone-y things down here in the base too, which I think would be really cool. Anyways, what I want to do for this one is I would love to actually take the time and do a bit of a slower time lapse here and show you all another way how we can plan out some structures. Because I know a lot of the time lapse is just like, bam, here's a build. But let's take this a little bit slower and show the planning phase. For this structure, I wanted to start out by bringing up the walls to being 4 high, just using some stone blocks over here to give ourselves a decent base floor. For now, I wanted to throw our doors onto the front side here. I think I want to bring them in so they're kind of in that roadway in the alley instead of off to the sides there, because that kind of takes up some space for some flower beds or some carts or something. But anyways, for their archway, to make this building a little bit more interesting, I wanted to raise that archway up so it wasn't just flat going all the way across. So the middle section of this build is actually going to be the tallest point where it's above the roadway because it's all raised up, just an additional block. Then bringing in way too much oak wood in here, we were able to spin around this entire place and just fill it all again, stacking up to 4 high. Then those big windows that you're seeing, the 6 blocks missing right there, those are going to be some big bay windows. I wanted to add a bunch of those into this build. For some reason, I just really felt like they belonged in here. And then now we're just bordering out the roofs. So you can see the 3 different sections for the roofs here. So we have the 2 that are going north to south and 1 that's going kind of east to west right there, a little bit on that angle because I think it'll make it a little bit more interesting than what we had. And finally just filling in everything along the top there. Then coming onto the front side here, I'll show you all this one where we're just going to be adding some stone brick to the corners so that we can get that extra fortified look to it so it also doesn't have that consistent texture, and then just adding in a bunch of windows around here. Now that we have the basic details in across the board with our windows and everything like that, we can just add in the final details and it'll look something like this. After adding in a few more details, basically just sprucing up the bottom areas, adding in like this brown bed over here. We got some hay bales over here, moved one of our cats on top of the hay bale, added in some more detail with just some crates and things back in that area. And we have what these 2 shops are going to be selling. And what I want to do here is a combo between 2 blacksmiths, basically. One lives in here and sells weapons, and the other one lives over in this one and sells armor. And the area back here with all of that yellow is going to be their smithing area, which I think would be really, really fun to build up that. And so I got some 2 iron chest plates over here that we can throw on this one, so that's the armor shop. And then we have iron swords that we can throw over here that is going to be the weaponry shop. So I think that'll be really, really cool. I'm super excited to be building those ones up. Outside of that too, I was thinking over in this area, we could bring in a little bit of what we've been doing throughout the rest of the city, which was bringing in a lot of this dark prismarine as some ways to just make the areas more interesting around here. And then I think what we're going to do is this one, and do like another little slab guy on top of that, and then we can do like this and right there, and that also helps us get some light in this area. And on the fronts of these sea lanterns, to cover those up, we just add in a few dark oak trapdoors, and then behind this area we can add in some podzol, which helps us create a little tiny bit of a flower bed back there. And I wanted to add in one of those big old birch trees that we have right there, or the aspen trees I believe they're called. I don't think I have any birch leaves on me, but I was thinking one of those guys just probably right here on the front. Actually, it's going to be really tight to fit it in here, but I think it's going to look really, really cool in the corner going up. And it might be kind of going up at an angle, so we can have it kind of be one of the first ones of these that comes up at a bit more of an angle, so it can go up to like right there or something. But we need to fly up to the mountains real fast and get some birch leaves because we don't have any down here. But this city with the flag and everything on top of it, now that you can't really see it through my head, but it's starting to really feel like a completed city. Now that we're finishing off this front area, you're gonna actually be able to walk into this place and be like, wow, we are actually in a city right now. And I think that's really cool. So we got some birch leaves up here. Let's just grab 2 stacks of them. We might be building more than 1 tree, but it's getting really dark up here. I promise very, very shortly, we will be coming back up to the mountains to make some more, or get some more work done here. Why do I have an extra bed lying right here? I don't know. We'll take that one with us. But coming back over to the city, you can see this full idea. Like, check that out. As we're coming in here, imagine this whole area being filled with houses too, or just like houses and parks and things like that. It's gonna be awesome. I'm so excited for this one. But I'm gonna build this tree up, get a few more details plotted in around here, and I think I might figure out what the interior of these base floors are going to be. That's going to be a fireplace. So I came over here. I was like, I'm going to start the interior of this house. Let's put a roof on it. And then, wait, we need a way to get up to it. And so, you know, let's come out over here. And now we have a staircase to get up to the upper floor of the roof, or the upper floor of the house. And then divide it up the house so that they both can have their own side of it. So one person can have this side and the other person can have this one. And it's great. And then I was like, but wait, instead of building the interior, what if we built up the blacksmith area? So I came out here and built this entire thing. This is very much modeled off of some old blacksmithing forges that we've made in the past. We got 2 campfires hidden up there to get all the good smoky stuff going out of it. Got some blast furnaces in here. Whatever the heck this smithing table is going to be doing. We got 2 of them around here. The thing I really tried adding into this area is there's 2 of everything. 2 anvils, 2 cauldrons so that you can dunk their tools, 2 little workbenchy things because we're going to have 2 people, one running each of these shops, so I felt like we needed double of everything. Maybe they don't want to share. Maybe they have a slight bit of a competitive edge between the 2 of them of who's better or who does what, blah, blah, blah. Who knows? But then coming over here, we have these ones right there, and I think that'll be good for some grindstones. And then I was thinking I wanted to find some places to throw in like a lever and then iron bars and to show some tools are maybe being made. I don't really know if that's going to fit out here though, because we have those, but we do need a lantern. We need some way to get some light out here. So can we hang lanterns off of iron bars? Because we could just put one right up here. Oh, you can now. Oh, that's great. The interiors of the base floors are now finished up, so first checking out the armor shop over here. It's looking pretty lovely. We have a helmet sitting there in the corner and just some more gear around here. And I raised this upper section so we could get out this door easily. And this is more like the area where the shopkeeper could stay themselves. So they have this restricted area up here, and then the general people who are coming in to buy some armor can be down in this front section. And then the weapon shop right over here on this side is just very small, cramped, packed in here. We got a little bookshelf up here that you could close the drawers onto, and I absolutely love it. Got a nice little flower pot in the corner and a lovely staircase so they can actually get up to this side of their house. What I would like to do next though is, because I know we're getting up there in length of time for this here episode today, is I would like to bust ourselves out into time-lapse mode and build up the rest of these houses. Done quite a lot of work in here, and I'm pretty happy with it. After the time lapse ended, I threw in a small cart over here that is a potion shop saying the essential potions for the plague. Definitely come buy them. They are very, very useful potions that are everywhere, and I think it's great. I wanted to fill this spot with something that wasn't a building because it was so small, and I think a market stand worked out really, really well here. Now we've reached the point in the build where I need to just start thinking and playing with a bunch of ideas and seeing what I can come up with. I would like to rework this fountain a little bit so it's not as bland and boring. And then we also have a lot of open space throughout here, which isn't necessarily bad. Also, this one over here is a grocery store, like just a general goods grocery store. So we have a little seating area out front. Then we'll have something going on in there. Interiors are not going to happen today. And that one over there is going to be an inn. So we're going to have a big old tavern area in this side. And then the bottom floor here and then the upper floors on both are going to be part of an inn. But anyways, back to what I was just talking about, where it's time that I need to just sit throughout here and put a few things together, put a few things in my brain and see what I can't come up with. As I mentioned, I want to rework the fountain here. I would like to add some seating, like we have that brown bed, which is a bench over in that area. I was thinking we could do 1, 2, 3, and 4, dotting them around here. And so I figured it'd be kind of nice to just talk with y'all, because a lot of you keep asking me like, what do we build here? What should I build here? What do I build in this place? And most of the time it's just me kind of like thinking as I go. So I figured it'd be nice to just come in here real quick and let you know my general idea and thought of what I would like to do. I would like to throw in another wagon similar to this one, probably somewhere like maybe right over here or right in this general area. As I mentioned though, I want to leave some open spaces in here because it makes sense to have open space inside of a city. Not everywhere is going to be crowded all the time. I would like to add some greenery around the center of this because I feel like that area especially, as many of you tell me in the comments, is really lacking in the greenery department compared to everything around here. So maybe if we just get like a little planter set up along this small section right there, that could help us out. And that's the general idea of what I'm thinking right now. There's not too much going on right over here. We don't have too much space, so I want to leave this open as we can. It gets very, very dark at night in here, so I might try and hide some lighting around a few areas. I've been hiding a lot of lanterns in places like those, but this area looks so freaking cool at night. It's amazing. I really do enjoy it. I really, really enjoyed working inside this area, as you all saw in the time lapses and everything. I've been letting it go a little bit later and later into the night because there's so much cool atmosphere that's generated throughout these areas due to that. So I'm gonna get to messing around with this area and we'll take a look afterwards. And here we have it. I've added in quite a lot of greenery around the center here. As you can see, we're using a bunch of composters so we can get a lot more wood texture in here. We got 4 of those beds placed around like I was talking about, and I added in some flower pots here in the middle. So we got our allium as well as our azure bluette. And then I also added a few lanterns along the border of this area, just like one on each corner. Thought that was a cool idea. And then I did add in another cart like this one, and it was just too big. So I decided to take that out and bring in this clean water cart. So we got a barrel here. The dude's just pulling out water, serving it up in the cup, and he can kind of move his cart around the city. Don't tell anybody. Probably just pulls the water right out of here when that barrel's empty, and then people buy that. But I thought that was a pretty cool one. I need to get rid of these cats here as well because they're kind of bothering me that they're so close. I think I'm going to turn that into some coarse dirt and podzol mix. I did add a flower pottery like planter thing right along here with just some flowers in it. Added some bushes and things back here just to make sure that's all filled up. And then I've been working on texturing up our roadway, coming all the way up to right here. I finished up to this point. I've been continuing using these ones along the sides. I felt like that was a pretty good way to do it. And that's probably something that I want to continue, at least on our main streets, is keeping this type of a theme. Because I think it helps border it around and gives it some more structure to it instead of just a crazy wild roadway going around here. But I love this area. It's so cool. It looks so cool from up above. And now I really feel like this is definitely a city. Like, I'd be more than happy to call this one a city, and I'm so happy with this. Hope you all enjoyed it. We do have one more thing to be checking on today, though. Is a while ago, I did a live stream. We built up some new fields on the north end of our city. And I was going to say, they're right over there. That is a block in our face. They're right over there. I want to start today off by just saying thank you for all of the positive feedback regarding the gatehouse that we did the transformation for in the last episode. It was really hard taking an old build that I had made so long ago and turning into something new. It actually took a heck of a lot longer than I thought it would, but it was really fun to do that. I'm so happy with the final result, and I'm so glad you all were happy with it as well. And I had a question for y'all. Are there any structures inside of our world that we should go revisit to transform and update into a newer version that you all would be interested in doing in like the next few episodes or something like that? I think it could be kind of fun to do a part where we go do some transformations for old builds that we haven't worked on for a while. I just don't know what would be worth touching, so you all are going to have to let me know on that one. And with that, everybody, that is going to have to do it for today's video. And I want to stop over here to tell y'all that there is a brand new update out for the texture pack that came out a little bit earlier this week over on the Curse Wars page. Description down below has the link, all that stuff. I can't word it all now, but one cool thing in there is this painting that is currently in the works of this area right over here. I know it's not quite the same angle, but I figured it'd be kind of cool to have a little painter set up over here of, you know, we got this thing right here and they're actually designing it themselves. I think that's so cool. I thought it was just a perfect spot to throw it. So we got a little bit of paint and dye and everything right over here. We got this little guy as a paintbrush. It's just a lever. And I thought that was pretty perfect. So we threw that thing in over here. But I just want to end this video off by saying a quick thank you to everybody so much for making this a very wonderful year for me so far. Thanksgiving just passed here in the US. Well, at the time that y'all are seeing the video, it's a few days before Thanksgiving at this point, and I'm just going to be taking a few days off here, which already happened. So you all won't see anything. You just wouldn't have seen a video on Thursday. But anyways, thank you everybody so much for the continued support and all that stuff and being so supportive of me doing this as a new full-time thing. So I appreciate the support from everybody here. And let's keep going. Let's see what we can do. All right, we're going to be doing another episode of the same thing tomorrow because I am super inspired for things to be building in this area. I'll see y'all in that one. Be sure to click that like button if you did enjoy what you saw here today. Hit that subscribe button if you're brand new. And I'll catch y'all on the flip side.